Heavy is the head that has to manage all of this.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel.
We're now incentivized to buy what we already buy.
Fumbling through college had me building.
I also got some done on the other side.
And that was right around, I would say, May, maybe, right before renewing the lease for this property.
Welcome to the channel, Martha.
Thank you for having me here.
Oh, I was going to say, I am getting up in their names, I'll tell you what.
Bills paid by other people, life was never this good.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So as promised, today I was going to talk about how people tried to be opportunistic against me, men and women, and how I started to catch on to that. So growing up in New York City, you're going to have those scammers all around you who are looking for a come up. And that comes in the form of Cash App scams, that comes in the form of bank scams, right there, withdrawing money out of bank accounts for tens of thousands of dollars in your name, trying to do things like that. Now, none of that has ever happened to me, but it's these little things that make you street smart, right? If you're only book smart, I don't really think that you can really have a balanced life, because those streets will get a hold of you. And so, you know, once you start to understand that people are so opportunistic that they will scam, they will pull all this money out, they'll claim, they'll make themselves feel better by saying they're skimming the bank. But in all reality, that $10,000 that they pulled out, or the $30,000 they pulled out in your name, you're not getting a piece of it, and the banks are holding you liable for that. So just seeing that, how that goes down, how that happens, people pretending to be your friends. Back when I was growing up, people pretended to be my friend because they were scared of me physically. That's not the type of label that I want, and not the type of label that I have now in a whole new city after about 3.5 years of living here. But that was a thing that I was not aware of. I was not conscious that people were actually scared of me, and therefore they befriended me in order to not be one of those people who had to be afraid. So moving forward from that, growing up and seeing all the scammers and all the people pickpocketing and stealing, that was another thing, seeing the opportunistic individuals stealing from businesses, stealing from jobs, whether it was using Bitcoin or cryptocurrency to steal from companies, or whether it was stealing from people by using their card or information. As I got older and I got into more managerial jobs, you start to see that people tend to take more of an interest in you, right? Because of the prestige, the opportunity, maybe the comfortability of not working as hard because you're dating so-and-so. Me, personally, I take my job seriously, and so I never indulged in any of that. But yes, I've had multiple women specifically approach me saying, oh, I like you, oh, I want to be with you, oh, someone said you don't like black women, someone said you don't like white women, whatever the case may be. All of those things have come and have been heard in my profession. And I don't think that any manager who's been a manager long enough is without those issues. Those issues will always arise. But again, you have to deal with those accordingly. Me personally, I ensured my team members that I was not the type of person to be dating associates. And I've kept to that standard of life and living. But with that being said, people did not care about their jobs. They did not care about their livelihood, the children that they may or may not have had. They did not care. They did not care whatsoever. All they cared about is spreading gossip, rumors, and seeing whether or not I would bend or fold to be with them. And, you know, it's just very sad. It's very sad. They don't want to see young people in managerial roles. They don't want to see, you know, they have every excuse. I've heard excuses like, oh, I didn't promote someone because they're white, and yet my assistant managers were all white. Or I didn't promote women when I only had 2 assistant managers and they were one white guy and one Hispanic guy. Or that I didn't like women because I didn't make any sexual advances, which is obviously what I'm supposed to do, not make sexual advances towards associates. And so understanding that and dealing with that first and foremost was something that you really wish you don't have to deal with on the job. You really wish you don't have to deal with all the drama and the politics and just do the work and handle the work. But these are the things that arise when people just don't care. They don't want to do the work. They don't want to work as hard as you. They don't want to invest. They don't want to save. They just want somebody who's going to make their life easier. And one way to do that is by either getting on my good side or getting on my emotional side. And if none of those things work, they'll try to get on your bad side. And so, yeah, that's really the road that they were traveling on. And to me, it was just not making any sense whatsoever. So with that being said, let's fast forward a little bit. Let's talk about when I wouldn't say a relationship in Ohio, but a girl that I was seeing more consistently for the first time. When we stopped talking, guess what? Now, all of a sudden, she needed money for abortion, which wasn't real. She needed money for her shoes because she happened to mess it up when she came to my house unannounced. There was threats being made. There was damages to my vehicle being done. And you'll just start to see a different side of people when they feel entitled to your time, your space, your energy, and they no longer have that. And they know that they've lost out on something. And now they feel like, oh, because my time was invested to some degree, I deserve more. And then you'll also see people who will make up every situation in the world to tell you that they're different than everybody else, right? But what I've tend to notice is that the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, right? So if your mother was a cheater, not to say that everybody will be a cheater, but what I've tend to see is that if your mom was a cheater, you may have those same tendencies. And I haven't been proved wrong, to be honest. You'll start to see later on, like, okay, I'm not talking to this girl anymore. She has a boyfriend, but all of a sudden she still wants to talk to me. So that's kind of interesting. And then this one who says, oh, I don't cheat. You get into a relationship, but you'll cheat. You understand? And then I'm supposed to be the one individual that they would not cheat on. And listen, honestly, sometimes you want to take people at their word, but they'll tell you through their history, they'll tell you through their experiences who exactly they are, how they grew up, and what type of mindsets have been around them for a long period of time to shape and mold the type of people that they are today. And yes, it does have an effect, right? So there were times where I honestly wanted to believe and almost did believe that, this person could never cheat on so and so. This person could never be with two men. But these women, listen, it is what it is. They will do it. And when I noticed that I wasn't with them, or if I had a relationship, oh yeah, they were willing to do anything, no matter whether they had a man or not. And I still believe that that's true today. It's obviously true today, the way that, people are hitting me up for financial advice while they're in a relationship. That obviously I know I'm the finance guy and things of that nature, and the tax guy and things of that nature. But if you got a man, why are you texting me to be in the know? So these are the type of things that already allow me to know that, okay, it can be harmless, but at the end of the day, we all know that people are opportunistic and they're wanting more. Now, not everybody's going to want something from you, but most people will. And so when you have no one wanting something from you, that's really, really great. But most guys, too, they're going to want more from you. Whether it's disguised as help, they also just want more from you. So whether it's helping with my physique, right? Maybe I'm in the gym often, and now they want to go to the gym often. What is the benefit outside of, okay, now we're both sharing in a space? There may be a financial gain to doing an interview after the gym, or having someone always drive you to the gym now or pick you up. Now, some of these things you may just be okay with, which, seems harmless and reasonable, to go with a friend. That's perfectly fine. You just have to understand what you're signing up for. So, for example, there will always be a give and take. There's no relationship that you go into where the person does not benefit from it whatsoever. That just doesn't make sense, right? There's no environment that you go into that there is no benefit to going into that environment, or else you would not go. So it's all about just having understanding. It's all about being reasonable, and understanding that the more that you want out of life, the more that it will take out of life as well. So, when people don't get what they want, guess what? They tend to lash out. They tend to do things that you may not have seen in their character, but truth be told, that's exactly who they are. They're needy individuals who, without getting what they want, will start to show their true colors. And, all you can do is be yourself. All you can do is be a decent human being. And as some would say, thug it out. But yeah, what do you think? What do you think is really going on in your life as you're climbing up that ladder? Are people being more opportunistic, wanting more from you, or are they kind of just living their lives and just happy to be around when they can get around? For me personally, I see so many people who want to take advantage of situations, but then you also have some good people as well who are just there to, enjoy the times and enjoy the moments with you. I truly do respect those who are around just to have fun and just to be in this same space. But I also respect those who have a ambition or purpose to what it is that they're doing, because I completely understand, like, there's there's no reason to be stagnant in life. There's always a place to go, and a destination to get to. So if there's nothing to be gained, then what's the point of even venturing into that space or venturing to meet these people? But yeah, just understand that I think the biggest takeaway is there are always going to be people willing to knock down opportunities as they present themselves, and they will be even more fearful when those opportunities are leaving or no longer available to them. And I've noticed that people are more and more more and more animalistic when those opportunities start to disappear and leave. And yeah, it's just a exciting thing to see, because me, I don't have any stress, I don't have any fear, I don't have any regrets. So for me, it's just more like, okay, it's almost expected at this time how someone or people would behave in certain situations, and how they would perceive you, act, and just go about life. So if you like this video, if you want to hear more about some of these specific situations in more detail, let me know in the comment section down below, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.